start out, what attracted you about this opportunity here with Jim in Los Angeles?
Coach Harbaugh, I mean, you know, I've loved playing with him, playing for him, you know, when I was in San Fran, and, you know, we all were sad when he left, you know, so I took a hiatus and, you know, took 5 years away from football, and I couldn't get it out of my head, so I didn't want to jump back into it so fast, so I went to the college level, and, you know, we had some showings in San Fran where Jim showed up, and I would throw it across his ear and, you know, see what he says, and he was like, yeah, like, no hesitation. So I got myself prepared and started, you know, with those year and a half at Maryland, just started really understanding the coaching side and, you know, being prepared for when the opportunity presented itself. And just blessed, man, blessed to be here, blessed for him to believe in me to do this job, and I'm attacking it, you know, like I should.
What was it like working with Coach Loxley and kind of getting that introduction to coaching?
Yeah, I mean, you see the other side, you know, and, you know, as a player, you don't really realize how much goes into it, you know, from a coach's perspective. But, you know, it just allowed me to just understand that coaching is really all about servicing the players and just being available to give them what they need so that they can go out there and mirror you as the coach. And I think I was always like that as a player, just trying to dissect the coach's brain and just wanting to know everything. And usually the coach, they don't give it to you that way. They give it to you, you know, for a player. So I think it benefits the players just having me here and just being able to give it to them both ways, just being able to, okay, you don't understand it this way. Let me break it down to you how you and your teammate would talk about it. And I think that's, you know, relieved the guys a lot in our room. I love our room. It's a great room, a lot of competition, and I look forward to what's coming next.
So you obviously had some of your best years with Jim, now coaching with him. What does his relationship with you mean to you?
Well, I mean, I left it all out there, you know, on the field for him, and, you know, just his pregame speeches and how he prepared us throughout the week. You just know who I was coming to work for. So, you know, being able to understand his message and get his, you know, his nod, you know, on his approval on how I played. You know, it's my job to get guys to play that way and do the things that he expects us to do, or the players to do, I should say. And I think I'm going to do that. I think, you know, I'm fit right in, and, you know, the guys just enjoy, you know, everything that we've got going on right now.
How beneficial is it having these OTAs and mini camps, because your first year with Jim in 2011, because of the lockout, you didn't have that?
Yeah. I think it's a tremendous opportunity just to get 4 days, take a break, get 4 days again, different phases. You know, we raised the level of competition and whether we can hit each other and things like that. But it's really just nerves and having the opportunity to get all those nerves out before training camp hits. You know, we stress to the guys a lot that you're not going to make the team now, being in shirts and shorts. So let's not go out there and try to be the scout team hero or the practice tempo violator. You know, let's get our looks. This moment is all about technique and what you know and how much, you know, you can take from the classroom onto the field, and just, you know, just seeing that we're able as coaches to see you go out there and make that play and be able to say, yeah, he'd have made that play when we're in shirts and shorts. You don't have to always wait for helmets and shoulder pads. There's a saying, learn how to practice like a pro, and that's really what we're doing right now, just teaching guys how to practice like a pro and just trying to get the healthiest and the best team to training camp.
How familiar were you with the defensive scheme and Coach Winter's scheme, and what's the process been like for you as far as learning whatever you had to learn and then being in a position to then sort of translate it to the players?
The structure of it, very familiar. The terminology, not so familiar, and I think that's the challenge with any system that you come into, is just hearing what they call certain stuff. The game's the game, and as long as you understand the game and you put the work in outside the classroom, you know, you'll pick up on it, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. I haven't approached it any other way. The same way I approached when I was playing is just lock in the room and get to work and study, and it's coming way more faster and easier, I think, because I played. But I enjoy it, man, just starting from square one and just being able to give it to the kids and seeing them go out there and execute it.
So structurally, it was stuff that, I mean, you had come across conceptually at some point in your playing career.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely do some different things that we didn't do when I was playing, and it's funner, right? He lets the backers do some things out there on the field that we as backers, we didn't get a chance to do. And that just shows the evolution of the game. And Jesse's a great defensive coordinator. His scheme is, second to none. I think, once we get all 11 guys, understanding the things that they can do, because, like I said, I haven't been in a system where you're able to do these type of things. So to give the player or the green dot guy or the guy that's pressuring options, I think that's a great thing.
How much of an advantage is it drafting a guy like Junior who has so much experience in this?
Let me tell you about Junior, okay? We're in meetings, and he's answering every single question. And we knew that when, we drafted him that, he's going to be familiar with the defense. But just to have a young guy speak so confident and see the heights that, the other young guys can reach, he's there to settle them down and really just say, hey, coach is talking fast, but it's just this. So just to have a guy like that understands the scheme and just really needs to learn how to be a pro. And I think that's where I come in, just teaching him how to be a pro, teaching him certain things that he can do in certain calls, defensive calls, when you can kind of take a gamble here and there, and just off the field, just, understanding, your body has to last you 17 weeks in the regular season and so forth in the playoffs. So just getting him used to playing so many games and meeting so much and just doing the little things, not assuming that you got it already because you were in the system, but doing the extra work. I think that's going to be the evolution of his game, is just learning how to be a pro.
Bro, I know you were really excited about getting Junior when you came on the post-draft availability call to tell him as much. What stood out to him about you when you looked at him in college? Well,
I watched him, for like I said, me and Jim was already talking, so I was watching Michigan and, just seeing how he moved from sideline to sideline, seeing the attention of, him having the attention of his other 10 guys on the field. That's a Mike backer, and I just saw a leader, right? And, that's what you want on a defense, a young guy especially to come in and be able to do the things that, we're asking veterans to do. So it's iron sharpen iron type of thing, man. It's no really weak point, in our room. Everyone's hungry. The competition level is very high, and I think everyone understands that in our room.
Could Junior be ready to wear the green dot as a rookie, or is there just like you mentioned he knows the scheme, but now there's so much more to learn as far as being a pro? Is that maybe a little bit too much to put on his plate early? Yeah,
I think it's a little too early. We haven't put pads on, and he hasn't really got a chance to experience a NFL blocking tackle or NFL blocking guard or NFL running back. So, all those things to come. But he definitely has a step forward with learning the scheme. But like I said, no one's going to make the team right now in shirts and shorts, and I think he understands that, and he's done a great job with doing the little things and just trying to get better in any way that he can.
I was just going to ask about what excites you about Dayon as a player?
His athletic ability, man. He's well put together. We're new. We're all new seeing him, so it's exciting just to see the things and the way that he can move around. He's doing a great job thus far, and he was here, right? So you get the first shot to own this position, and just don't give it up, man. So it's early right now, but the level of Group 1 and Group 2, anybody can go out there right now and play. So they're doing a great job.
Have there been, I know you coached last year as well, but have there been things from a coaching standpoint that have surprised you, like that you might not have thought about, that coaches have to navigate when you were a player?
Well, I didn't look at the body like I've heard the scouts talk about a body and as a player, and it's interesting. you know, that's probably just the biggest thing, is just seeing how the draft process went, how the scouts work, you know, and just seeing different opinions on certain people. I kind of want to know the answer of why I went in the third round, but we're not going to talk about that. But it's, yeah, it's just, it's a great learning curve for me, and just being able to kind of just put the players in the right direction, so that anything that comes up in that room, that they're able to check it off and be here next year or the following week, however may you want to look at it. But it's just been a great experience, just seeing the other side of coaching.
How much of this first week has been, you know, stressing fundamentals and certain things, because we saw the cards up there about front recognition and different things to concentrate on?
Yeah, the baseline is the fundamentals and understanding alignments and communication and just getting young guys to open their mouth. It's normal for young guys to come in and just focus on their job, and someone might motion and it's your job to communicate, but a young guy just can't get it out of his mouth. So just being able to do these fundamental things, repeating calls for this part, for phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3, just giving them the most amount of opportunities to just keep repeating and keep doing. And I think the more they do it, the better they are, the more confident that they get, and it'll make us a better team.
How valuable is having a veteran like Denzel in the room, a guy that's worn the green dot in a number of different places and going on your team?
I've been watching Denzel for a long time, man, and he plays the right way. And when I knew that he was out there, I wanted to get him. You know, no matter what was wrong with him, I just know that the way he's going to come in and work, come in and set the example for guys that like Dayon, like Junior. He's a 10-year vet, man, and still he's doing the things that, you know, a lot of 10-year guys that I played with, they wouldn't do. So he's approaching it the right way, and we're glad to have him.
And then just going back to what you mentioned earlier about how some of the stuff in Jesse's scheme allows linebackers to do stuff that maybe you weren't doing when you were playing. Can you share any of those types of things? When you talked about sort of options, he talked about sort of putting, you know, a lot of the responsibility and of the disguises and stuff on the players and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really the disguises. It's more of, you know, like when you play the video game, if you select the play, that's the play you're running. Whereas that's not the case with us. You know, if Jesse calls a play, it might be that play, but the path may be different. And I just think that allows the linebacker to have some onus out there on the field. And, you know, coaches always say, this is your team, it's not our team. Well, I think the way the defense is set up, I think it really allows players to, you know, feel the game and be able to call it a little bit while they're out there on the field.
The 5 years you were away after your playing career, did you need that time away from football, or did you know you wanted to eventually come back to the sport?
Both. You know, I think I really just wanted to be around my kids, you know, and, you know, give them some time and take some weight off my wife and things like that. So I enjoyed it, man, but, you know, as I was watching football, I literally wanted to give information to people that was doing things wrong. And I called Coach Loxley, man. He invited me up there with no hesitation. So I'm blessed to have that opportunity.
A little more special to do it in your home state of Maryland, to get like to start coaching there?
Yeah, you know, I saw so many people come through that door, you know, that saw me grow up, you know, from Boys and Girls Club, and, you know, having their kids, you know, come up there, and some of my old coaches, you know, who's still coaching. It was just great, man, just to be up there and get kids that's coming from the area that I was from, just making them realize the opportunity that they have, you know, and not messing it up.
How different, what is it being, because you were a Big Ten guy at Penn State before Maryland joined the Big Ten, but now seeing them in conference. Yeah,
it was, you know, so Penn State would come and I'll have a hard time. I wouldn't know, you know, what to do, but, you know, I'm on the Maryland side, so we got to beat them, right? But it was great, man, just to, you know, see that blue and white come home, you know, and me just realizing, I left Maryland to go to Penn State, but a lot of people don't know that story. Maryland was my first choice, and then something happened with Coach Friedgen, and then I just chose to go to Penn State. But it was nothing wrong with Maryland. I think, you know, staying home, gives the guys opportunities that's coming behind you to see that it's possible.